All right, listen up, because if you have a science exam on the horizon, this is for you. Today, we're unlocking a secret weapon, a total game changer that turns a tricky question into easy points. You're going to want to remember this one. Let's get into it. So it all starts with a question that sounds, almost too obvious. We use water to cool our cars. We use it in hot water bottles to stay warm. We all know that. But have you ever really stopped to think about why? Why water? I mean, why not oil or even juice? The answer is the key to our exam hack. Now, you might think you need to write this whole long, drawn-out explanation, but that's not what gets you the points. The real answer, the secret, isn't some long story. Nope, it all comes down to just 4 little words, a 4-word scientific secret. And here we go. This is probably the most important thing you're going to hear in this whole explainer. Seriously, if you remember nothing else, burn these 4 words into your memory. This is the difference between passing and failing that question. Ready for it? High. Specific. Heat capacity. That's it. That's the whole secret. So what on earth does that actually mean? Well, think of water as being like a giant heat sponge. It has this incredible ability to soak up a massive amount of heat energy without its own temperature really going up that much. It's super resistant to getting hot. And this superpower, it's a two-way street, which is so cool. In a car's engine, it's a coolant. It's constantly soaking up all that crazy heat to stop the engine from melting down. But in a hot water bottle, it does the exact opposite job. It acts as a heater, holding on to all that warmth and releasing it really, really slowly. Same superpower, 2 different missions. And, this isn't just some vague concept. It's something scientists can actually measure. There's a magic number that shows just how powerful water's ability is. And honestly, it's a pretty impressive number. 4,200 joules. Okay, so what does that number even mean in the real world? It means you have to pump 4,200 joules of energy into just 1 kilogram of water, just to raise its temperature by a single degree Celsius. That is a huge amount of energy. And that's exactly what makes water such an amazing temperature regulator. Okay, now we're at the absolute heart of the exam hack. Pay close attention. Examiners don't want a story. They don't want a vague, everyday explanation. If you write down something like, water stays hot for a long time, well, that's a story. And you know what stories get you on a physics exam? A big, fat 0. And this right here shows you the difference perfectly. Over on the left, that's the story. Water stays hot for a long time. I mean, it's true, but it gets you 0 points. Now look at the right. That's the science. That's the full marks answer. Water has a high specific heat capacity. They both mean kind of the same thing, but one is just talk and the other is pure science. So that's the crucial takeaway here. In an exam, you have to speak the language of science. High specific heat capacity isn't just a bunch of fancy words. It's the precise key word that proves you know what's actually going on. So ditch the story and give them the science. So here it is, your simple 3-step plan to ace these questions every time. 1. You see a question about water being used for cooling or heating. 2. A little alarm bell goes off in your head and you remember the 4-word secret. And 3. You just write it down. High specific heat capacity. Boom, full marks just like that. So there you have it. Now you're in on water's secret. And the cool thing is, you'll start seeing this principle everywhere. Next time you're at the beach, think about why the sand gets scorching hot so fast while the ocean stays cool for hours. It's the same exact thing. So now you know, what other materials out there have a kind of superpower hidden in their specific heat capacity? Think about it.